I mean, I'm not going to embarrass your wife, Melanie, because I know she doesn't want to talk, but where are you, Melanie? Where are you? Were you laughing there? Just nod. Are we convinced?
Yeah, she was laughing at the bloke on the telly. If that bloke was in our kitchen saying the same thing, it's not funny.
Yeah. You do kind of famously take a lot of your humour, though, from your sort of everyday life, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, your life's so extraordinary now. I mean, do you not lose touch
But it is
from
extraordinary, but it's also ordinary, because, I mean, look, I think I've been luckier than I deserve to be in recent years, but nothing's really changed for us. Like, we just had a big party recently at our house, and 95% of the people there we would have invited 20 years ago. You know, nothing's really changed. My mates are the mates that in fact, I'll give you an indication. I did this festival in Austria, a comedy festival, and he said, you can come, you can ski for a week, and you can bring a mate. So I said, well, OK, can I bring more than one? He said, yeah, but we'll take everyone's expenses off your fee. I ended up taking 13 mates. And all I had to do was one night of comedy. Me 13 mates came, we were sat around the table, and I remember just a moment when I looked around and thought, there's no one here I haven't known for 22 years.
Oh, that is lovely.
And on the night that I did the gig, you know how many came? 3. In the pub.
Is that because they've heard it all
They just
before?
found, we've been with you all day. We don't hear you tonight, do we? Don't hear you talking about us.
Do you still remember the kind of worst ever gigs? I mean, every comedian's had them.
Yeah, there's always an element of fear that your worst ever gig's the next one coming along. But I remember one, the one that I properly died, I was in Newcastle. And it was the kind of death that only a comedian can appreciate, because people didn't boo. They just started having a chat. They just completely ignored me and just... So I walked off, no one noticed. It was just, and that was that. And then I had to go back the following night to the same venue, and I remember a comic, Ross Noble, saying to me, the worst thing is if you book for a weekend and you die on the first night, because all the staff watch you die, so they all know. So the following night, I thought, what am I going to do to get my confidence up? So I went and bought a pair of crocodile skin shoes. And as I walked up, all the bouncers, because he said no one will look you in the eye, and as I walked up, the bouncers went, oh, here he is, and looked down at my shoes and could see him go, well, he's got some confidence. And I went on, and I stormed it that night, and we've moved 5 times since then, and I keep the shoes. I only wore them one weekend, and I take them everywhere just to remind me that there's a chance I'll have to put them on again.
Check the shoes, check the shoes.
When you go around the country, do some jokes work in some parts of the country that don't work in others?
Well, I was reading this thing today about it, and I'm not entirely convinced about it. I think audiences are different in terms of the demographics. That might change it, but not regionally. I mean, particularly what I'm doing stuff about being married and having kids, and it's life stuff, isn't it? So I can't see how that excludes anybody anyway.
Yeah. Well, we are going to talk about... You're going to stay with us, John, after the break. And it is interesting, that regional breakdown, because apparently they don't like laughing about sex in Yorkshire, but I hear that Janet loves laughing about sex in Yorkshire. She goes there every weekend.